Have you ever been told or heard that protein is not good for low porosity hair? You must have thought, oh, they lied to me, I was told the wrong thing. One of the major myths in the natural hair community, especially in the early days, was the use of protein on our natural hair. And I also got that memo because when I first did my big chop and started growing up my hair, I heard a lot about using protein on your hair is going to make your hair break, it's going to do stuff, and I joined the bandwagon, even if at first I had already started using eggs as a protein treatment on my hair and my hair was fine. But along the line, after watching so many videos on why you shouldn't use protein on your hair, and later I thought my hair was low porosity hair, so I decided to stop using protein, and that was the beginning of the end for my hair because a lot happened. My hair was breaking off, my hair was splitting, my hair was feeling very mushy and all that, and I didn't know that it was what I was doing wrong. Now you may have heard this and you thought these people lied to me. They told me low porosity hair doesn't need protein. Come here, let me give you something that you didn't know about. So it took me a while before I had to go back to listen to people who really knew what it entails to take care of the 4C natural hair. And I began to see reasons why we shouldn't run away from protein treatment, because your hair is made up of protein in the first place, a protein called keratin. Here are some advantages of using protein treatment on your hair strands. Protein will help to rebuild the protein structure of your hair because, like I said, your hair is made up of a protein called keratin. And when your hair has been damaged by heat styling, chemical treatment, environmental factors, protein treatment will help you to rebuild the structure of your hair. It will also help you to fill in the gaps in your hair cuticles, making your strands stronger and more resilient to breakage. It's particularly beneficial for fragile, weak hair, helping it to grow longer and thicker. It will also improve the elasticity of your hair, making it to be able to stretch and return to its original shape without breaking. Protein treatment will enhance this, leading to improved coil definitions and reduce frizz. So this results in bouncier, more defined coils and less frizz, making your hair easier to manage. And that's why we're able to manage our hair even under too much manipulation. This protein treatment are very, very important. So if you have not been doing protein treatments on your hair, this is a sign for you to start doing it. Now, I'm not saying do too much or do too less. You have to strike a balance. Balance it up with your moisture routine so that you can have a perfect, routine that keeps your hair strong and healthy. So it is our duty to make sure we nourish it, to make sure we keep that protein bond together, because that is what makes our hair stronger and able to withstand any form of manipulation. I know that it's not just about the product. There are other things, just like eating healthy diet and all, that we need to keep that protein bond, because you take care of your hair from the inside. So whatever you've heard about protein on your natural hair has not been 100% true, or rather maybe we took it the wrong way, because that is a big misconception. So if you've noticed any of these things in your hair, my dear, you have been lacking protein in your hair structure. So if you're wondering why sometimes your hair feels strong and sometimes it feels weak and sometimes it feels kind of mushy the next time and all, it might be that your moisture protein balance is not in order. So you need moisture as well as you need protein to keep a balanced hair. Too much moisture will make your hair becomes too stretchy and limp, and it can also break, because an elastic hair, no matter how elastic something is, it gets to a break point and it just breaks off. Then too much protein will make your hair dry, stiff, brittle, and just make your hair to break in the long run. And that is why sometimes if you feel that your hair is too dry, no matter what you do, then maybe you're experiencing protein overload. At this point, what you want to do is to make sure to go through deep conditioning. Deep condition your hair. Make sure that moisture is something that you incorporate very often at that point in time, so that it comes up and balances up with the protein you already have. Then if your hair is too soft, too stretchy, too limp, you kind of feel these things. That's why I said one way to know the state in which your hair is to study your hair. So if you feel that way, then you need protein in your hair. You need to do protein treatment. That is why it's often advisable to do a protein treatment at least once in a month. That way, all the moisture you've been giving your hair during that month, you top it up with a protein treatment once in a month, and everything balances off. But if you're not doing that and you're just focusing on moisture, your hair is going to become too weak because the protein bond are breaking up and there's nothing to hold the structure of your hair again. So we have to get this right, because I fell for that trap for some time, and I had to go back, and the lady I watched was Green Beauty, because at first I was running away from coconut oil on my hair because they say it contains too much protein, it's going to do your hair this, it's going to make your hair da. And I was running away from coconut oil, even if at the time when I started my natural hair journey, I even made coconut oil myself to use on my hair, and everything was fine. But when you start listening to a lot of these people who tell you this is not good, this is not good, I'm not saying don't listen to them, because a lot of the times some of the things they say may be correct, especially because our hairs are different, we have different texture and all that. But then you want to do your due diligence to investigate, to make your research and know why this is and why this is not, before you take their word for it. So as for me, I had to go back to watch Green Beauty about coconut oil and all that, and I learned the very benefits of coconut oil and how it's very great for prepoo treatments, so that your hair is strong after shampooing, and then also the great use of protein in our hair strands, because your hair needs protein. You might get it from just eating your healthy diet that contains protein and all, but then if you don't get it that way, you can also do protein treatments, which are also beneficial for your hair growth. So these are the things I've learned, that even if I get some information online, I need to verify it, I need to test it out, I need to see and make research why this is and why this is not, so that I can get the full picture of what I am doing. So if you are in that space where you have heard protein is not good for your hair, please make your research, because protein is very, very good for your hair. Your hair contains protein, it's made up of protein, and it needs protein to stay strong and healthy. So if you've not been doing protein treatment, or you're not eating foods that contain protein so as to keep the structure of your hair intact, you want to start doing it today, because you don't want your hair to just fall apart. That is all I wanted to share with you guys in today's video. I hope you learned one or two things. If you did, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think about protein treatments. Have you fell for that trap before, that protein is not good for your hair? What did you do and what worked for you in the end? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.